Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. The skies are so blue. Good morning. Good morning. I love you. That's just a little song I sing to my kids in the morning when they wake up. Good morning. Hey, Ron. Good morning. I am so grateful. I got a little gift in from one of my friends, and one of my sisters, soul sisters, sent me this heart, and it was really funny because about 2 months ago I started seeing all these white heart emojis one night, and I was like, what's up with the white heart emojis? And so this is like an inside joke, and it was just beautiful because this is like the symbolic of an angelic heart as well. And I want to say thank you, Carrie, for this. I love you. And hey, I love you too, man. I love you. I love everybody here. I want to talk about magic in the mundane. I want to talk about how we're living in a very magical time. And the beauty of that is that I can perceive that, is that we can perceive that it's magical. Yeah, look at those white hearts. Aww. We can perceive that it's magical because we're not lost in the chaos. But it's not, and I'm not saying that to be mean or demean anybody on their journey at all, because we all have to balance out our polarities, and we all have divine timing in when we do this. And so I'm not here to sit and judge anybody either. I'm not, because I've definitely been on the roller coaster. But I want to talk about the magic. Okay, so okay, so first off, I'm going to tell you about my life, and not like my whole life, but just what's been these little synchronicities. You know how we say things, and like, I know I did a live on my blue roses, and I was like, I just want my ears back. I just want my ears back, right? I was like, my elf ears. I want my elf ears. I want, and then this was just like last Friday. I think I was talking about it on the Blue Roses heart to heart conversation. And we get little synchronicities, beautiful little synchronicities. They're either, come through people that you love, that you connect with, maybe clients, maybe random strangers that you meet on a beach. This is another thing I wanted to talk about. It was so beautiful. I have never been gifted a donation so big by anybody other than my mother, and she's long gone. And I have never received such a large amount of money. To me, it's a large amount of money. And from a stranger that I met on the beach. And I just enlightened a little bit, just was having a beautiful conversation, and I didn't expect anything of it. And he came over and gave me a chunk of money before he went back home. And I've been sitting on that and very humbled by it. And I didn't really know what to do with it. I was like, am I going to get ready for an apocalypse? I was like, do I need to get water? Do I need to prepare? I went into that like fear, and I was like, because I have yet to ever receive money like that. Like I've had a couple people donate like $40, $100, but not what he did. And, it was like, it's $1,000. I'll be honest, it was $1,500. And I was like, what? I didn't even know how to accept it at that point. I was like, okay, what do I do? And, and the thing was, and this is what it is. His last name is my mother's maiden last name. His daughter's name is my name. And so he found it for him that my mother had lined it up. He didn't know why he went for a walk on that beach. And I honestly couldn't tell you why I went to the beach that I went to. I didn't go to Siesta. I went down to Turtle Beach, which is like the south end of Siesta, like all the way down past Siesta, beyond Siesta. This is where the black volcanic sand is at. Abundance, right? And so he messaged me. He is an old man, and he messaged me, and he was like, your mom came to me, and he's like, I really feel like this is what she would like for me to do. And it really touched my heart. It did. It still does. So I wanted to share that there's so much magic. Like I didn't do anything. Like I just had a conversation with him as the sun was setting. I didn't do anything. So this whole notion, yeah, I mean, I've done things all year long. I do things all the time anyways. But my point is like, when you're really just in your heart and you're doing what you love, this hard work, dedication, and all that shit, that's old. And anybody that's pushing that, that's their shit that they need to work through, and you don't need to listen to them. Like the more I try to be rigid and in my rigidity and stuff, the less I get done. The more I just flow and allow whatever wants to come out of me, come out. That's the more I'm in this beautiful place of being, of presence. And so this brings me into where we're at with our north and our south node in the collective, and where the sun and the earth are at right now. The sun and the earth are conjunct the south and the north node, meaning, and I don't mean in degrees, okay? I'm not talking astrology. I'm talking about, well, I mean, it is astrology as well, although they're too far apart in astrology. There's more than a 3-degree orb for them to be considered conjunct, but they are in the same gene key, okay? So it means they're in the same codon, they're activating the same frequency within your genetics. And that's what I look at a lot of the time. That's what the astro key is. It's less having to do with the degrees, because let's be real, most astrologers use 0 degrees, which doesn't fucking exist. 0 degrees does not fucking exist. So if you got a 0 degree on your chart, it doesn't exist. It's 30 degrees of the other, okay? It's 30 degrees. That's why we have degrees. You're at a 0 degree angle. There's no such thing as a 0 degree angle. It means you're at a point. 0 degrees is you're at a point. You're at a starting. It's everything in one, but it's a start. So when we go to measure, we can't do 29 degrees because 29 degrees, it doesn't make a 3, right? It doesn't make a trine. Okay. So when people talk about using 0 degrees, that doesn't exist. Okay. And they're not educated in angles and how angles actually work in geometry. Okay. Because that's literally what astrology is. It's taking the mind and breaking it into pies, okay, taking sections and breaking of psychology, of how the psychology of the mind works, and breaking it down into fractions. Good morning. Wonder bread sandwich. Jesus, this would be a time for you to hop in, huh? Hello, Old Soul Tribe, love you, welcome. Okay, so 30 degrees doesn't exist. So again, this is another reason why I don't use astrology the way that most do. You look at 30 degrees. That's what it is. So if you got, like me, I have 0 degrees of my Neptune in Capricorn. No, I've got 30 degrees Neptune in Sagittarius is what I've got. Okay, so look at it that way. But anyway, so what we're looking at, and this is why I use the gene keys to take the overall compass. So it's a 6 degrees. So it's 6 degree encompassing, okay? Of, that part of of the zodiac. So right now we have the south node and the north node in the same as the sun. So the sun is conjunct in gene key 26 with the south node. Our south node is our past karma, things that we have accomplished in this life and in past lives, all of our past lives. But the sun is the illumination of this, okay? So as we are brought through the sun, it's a masculine principle. I know I repeat myself a lot, but I always get new people that hop in, so I feel I just guided to drop this in. So the sun is that illumination, all right? It is how we see things in perspective to what we are experiencing magnetically, which is the opposite of the sun, which is the earth. Not the moon, it is the earth, okay? And that's the 180 degree opposition. And what we call that in gene keys is called the programming partner, okay? They're not opposite. Oppositions, right? They say opposites attract. You have to have a left brain and a right brain to work in harmony and balance. You need to have a masculine and a feminine polarity to work in balance, to be in balance, to have that electromagnetic pull. And that's literally what the sun and the earth represent, is an electromagnetic pull. Okay, so the earth, the magnetic, the feminine, the yin principle is in gene key 45, which is the city of communion. Okay, it's also, and then it's also the gift, the gift of synergy. Okay, again, working in synergy. So this magnetism at the north node. Okay, so this is the north node. We're looking Gemini energy here, north node. Our north node is our future, our growth, the path that we are to take to expand our wisdom, to expand our lessons, everything that we've learned, and to move it forward, right? From our past, from our karma, from our inherited growth, okay, from the experiences of I am, right, and move that forward. And this is in synergy. Okay, so we're moving forward through synergy into divine communion, cosmic communion here. And this is the 26, Gene Key 26, where the south node is at and where the sun is at. This is right there at conjunct the galactic center. Okay, so we're right at the precipice. This is the higher heart. This is in the physiology of the body. This is the thymus gland. So what you're experiencing is this beautiful heart opening, right? This warmth in the body expanding. Your whole body temperature changes. This is 26 is all about artfulness, the gift of artfulness, okay? And then moving into invisibility, like to be invisible, right? And so this is about heart marketing. This is about selling and speaking your truth and being 100% behind whatever it is with conviction and love, right? Because that heart, your thymus is ruled by Jupiter, okay, which is love, wisdom, the second ray. Okay, so the second ray, which is one of the fundamentals, there's 3 rays that are fundamental: will and power, okay, love, wisdom, active intelligence. Those are the 3 main rays that govern everything. Okay, and Jupiter holds love, wisdom, so in the thymus. So we are expanding, opening, softening, and recalibrating our genetic cellular structure. Okay, taking all of the lessons from our past, which we see that south node. All right, and Sagittarius is history, politics. Right, we're looking at spiritual, political, or so that's success. Right, and so the searching and travel, all of these like aspects of our life that we've experienced, and we're through this life and past lives, and we're activating, and see, it's at the thymus gland. So this is all these past loves, all of these even past life, okay, that you can remember, right? Either if it's yours, or maybe it's even your ancestral, maybe you just don't remember any of it. It's all flooding forward for you to find a deep sense of compassion, right? To find like this ecstatic state of joy, of being, of presence, to see that everything that you've been through is just an experience for you to open your heart, right? To mend that broken heart with gold. Hey, baby, I love you. Welcome, Josephine. Hey, Hope. Welcome, Indigo, Child 30. Hey, thank you guys for joining. So we're moving from this. We're in this. So the 26 is being illuminated. The 26 gene key is right where the sun is at right now, conjunct the south node. So we're illuminating, we're opening and expanding in our ecstatics. We're laughing. We're finding the joy in the experience. That's exactly what it is. We're illuminating the joy in the experience. Okay, so like I said with my ears, like I can't wait to get my ears. This is a holographic projected reality. Everything is light. And you experience light in darkness. You experience light in your taste and your smells, and you hear what you heard, how you moved, your dancing, the people that you interacted with, the experience. Your karma are the people, places, and experiences that you had to have the growth, to gain the wisdom and the knowledge to expand into love. Okay? To mend that heart. Okay? Whether it was religions, politics, adventures, searching for God through spirituality, through your adventures, through sexual, like heightened states of sexuality, through laughter, through whatever it was. This is a time right now where you're looking back. where we're getting the ability to look back and say, oh my God, I literally created my reality. I was watching, this is where I'm getting with the ears part. So I was watching, I've got two amazing children, souls that incarnated as my children to help me along this journey. And so last night we were watching the Christmas Chronicles 2. I've already seen the first one, but I hadn't seen the second one. And I bawled my eyes out because it was so damn synchronistic. It was all about the elves and how they and saving oh my God, saving the Star of Bethlehem. Okay, and how the tree and the Star of Bethlehem created a veil with the aurora lights around the North Pole so that it could not be seen. And then there was the elf who, he went, his bell whistle or something like that, right? So he was bad little elf, and he got his elf taken away, and he became a human, the one thing he didn't want to be, right? And so in order for him to get his ears back, he just had to find the love and express his love for wanting to be an elf. And it literally, his ears were the first thing that grew back. And I was like in tears. I'm like, my ears. And so my point to this is the aurora, the North Pole, right? The North Pole in cosmic communion, Gene Key 45, Gemini, speaking, communicating your past, your adventures, your experiences through Sagittarius, right? The higher heart and speaking, communicating, mercurial, okay? To communicate, to be the chameleon. That's what 26 is, to be the chameleon of your heart, okay? And speaking that and being that and expressing in that beauty and those lessons into your North Node, right? That light, the auroras, the Star of Bethlehem, which is Jupiter and Saturn conjunct, which Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in esoteric astrology, beyond the mundane personality, which is useful as well, not knocking it. There's levels. But the esoterics, Saturn, along with the Earth, rule the throat chakra. That's the third ray, which is active intelligence. And so whenever you have love, wisdom of the higher heart, the thymus, come together with active intelligence, therefore you have loving active intelligence, the higher mind, the blossoming, the blooming of the crown, of the center vertical column, of the seat of the soul, expanding to its source, universal oneness. That is what we're experiencing right now on an individual level, and then essentially it will ripple out into a collective. Yes, Gemini, I love you, boo. I got the best Gemini in the house right here. Dakini Agency. This is my best friend. I love her so much. She balances me out. We are pinky in the brain, all right? We are pinky in the brain. Jeez, Pinky. I know. I love you. Good morning. But with that, okay, so that North Node aspect, okay, so cosmic communion, divine cosmic communion, okay, this is where we sit with the divinity of who we are and express that, okay, in everything that we do. This is play. This is through play. One thing you need to realize about this reality is that it doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter. It does not matter how many different practices you learn. There's the this way or that way, how the world works, how the universe works, how particles and antiparticles and dark matter, and none of that shit matters. Everything is light. You can try and figure it the fuck out. You can. And that's fine. If you want to do that, do that. Make that your life purpose. Make that your passion. I'll talk about that in a minute. This is what is happening. I'm getting to that, the 21st. Make that your passion, okay? Right now, we're going to focus in on what's happening on the solar eclipse, okay? That is at Gene Key 26 and Gene Key 45, what I'm talking about right now. This is the great, it's already happened. It's already happening within me. Okay. I feel it and I trust it because the external experience of it is just solidifying that it's been done. So I'm expressing right now what is happening and what you could be experiencing right now for yourself, and these illuminations of your joy, of your innocence, right? Of this absolute ecstatic state of just being and playing, because that's all you're here to do, is to play, not be so serious, not get so lost and caught up in the human drama and the seeking and the searching for what you already are, which is light, God source consciousness in a manifested form of presence, right? All right, so absorption. That's what we're going through, is absorption. That's what this Bethlehem and the Star of Bethlehem and Jupiter conjunct Saturn. Okay, that's the higher heart merging in, the higher heart and the throat chakra merging into one and opening, expanding the crown chakra into an enlightenment state and presence. Now, this also does have to do with absorption. So hear me out. Grand Rising, good morning, sister. I love you. We got Indigo Lotus here, 333. Love you. Moni Love Life, love you too. And so what we're doing, what we're experiencing here, okay, is absorption. So when you're born into this life, you are spirit coming into form. And that first form that you come into is in the womb of your mother. Okay, so you're in this belly, this water, right? The primordial waters of life. Okay, and this is what it looks like, right? And so your spirit coming into form. And so your first 7 years, they're magic because you're just experiencing what it's like to have this physical manifestation around you, right? And so then you go through this life and you have your 3 stages of becoming an adult, right? You get your programming and you're like walking in this holographic projected reality, like everything is real, everything is real, everything is solid. And it's like, no, that's not it at all. And so when we go through our becoming, or more so the unbecoming, right, we start to realize that everything isn't real, that it's only real if I believe it's real. And what I feel becomes real because I believe it. I give it the energy. I give it the emotion. I give it the charge. I give it the thumbs up, right? So absorption is the state that we take when we go back into spirit, from physical back to spirit, okay, by choice, right? This is what we look at as death, but it's really absorption. And this is when we start breaking down these cellular cells, these cellular structures, beliefs, and limitations. And we have this deeper connection with our source self. And we move deeper and deeper within our being and our presence. And we recognize and we accept and we love and we laugh. And we just see this world as it is. And don't try to change it. Don't try to force things, people, to be who they're not ready to be in this moment and their moment, but to accept them for who they are and where they are and love that, because yet it is a story, yet it is another experience, right, in your path and your absorption state, going back into spirit. And this absorption, all right, I'm going to read this from this absorption state, what it is from from the Gene Keys perspective, right? Okay. And then what it means I'm going to read a few things here that I've got around me, okay? So we've got the Esoteric Healing by Alice Bailey, okay? You all know I'm into esoterics and mystics and stuff because I am one. All right. Absorption, the mode whereby the human soul is integrated into its original source, the overshadowing universal soul. This is an expression of the first aspect. Divine will is the first aspect, the first ray. Divine will. Divine will be done on earth as it is in the heavens. Okay? As we see it in our clocks in the heavens, it shall be done in the magnetics, right, of life. Absorbing back into your source consciousness, the oversoul, the universal soul. Okay? All right. Once awareness opens up in your heart, within your heart, okay, then you are reborn in a sense. Your journey is not over, but from this moment, your full awakening is guaranteed. This is a magical and symbolic moment as it grounds you as a physical presence in time and space. As your awareness travels back, like the salmon, to the source of its birth, your mythology is realized in the world, and your whole life, purpose, destiny, expression opens up from this point, and it creates a breakthrough. Okay? There are 3 major breakthroughs in your journey towards higher consciousness. The first breakthrough is when we learn about about contemplation, that nature, and the techniques. Okay, and so this is where the mind gets activated, and we start contemplating, right? And then we start learning about our emotional world, and then we learn about our physical presence and what it really means to be in the physical. Okay, so this is the deepest, though, is whenever we hit as your contemplation of your awareness enters into your genetic structure of the pattern itself. This is the place where patterns transform, is whenever we really realize that we control our genetic structure, okay, based on our perceptions and our beliefs. Okay, so physical contemplation is a breakthrough because it occurs below your conscious awareness. At this stage, your awareness is strong enough to not rush out of your body and project itself onto others as blame. Okay? It's strong enough to not get caught in any repressive emotional patterns such as guilt or depression. As you practice the art of contemplation, I love that. You may note these various stages become deeper and deeper inside you. At a certain point, another breakthrough occurs. Contemplation gives way to the state of absorption. Absorption is a mystical state when the love inside you begins to feed upon itself, leading to increasing states of prolonged ecstasy. Absorption happens as your awareness reaches the point of your birth. Okay? As that happens, and we're in cosmic communion, okay, this is where I'm going to now, Gene Key 22, and I want you guys to possibly turn there if you have it. This is called I gotta get to the right page. No, the Bardo states, astral. Okay, so this is where we hit the Buddhic body, okay? And the Buddhic body is the higher octave of the astral body, such as it reveals the pure truth that humanity and all the earth planes are in fact one single organism. Once your awareness is fully anchored in the Buddhic body, the causal body dissolves and reincarnation in the normal sense is no longer necessary. It is through the Buddhic body that the human beings have access to the field of universal love and the higher ecstasies associated with enlightenment. It represents the third feminine realm of the Holy Trinity, that of divine activity. Okay? And so this is likened to us going through the sixth initiation. Okay? Communion is the sixth initiation. But first, I'm going to read this. So the fifth initiation, I'm going to read the last part of it. We are entering the great purification in which the divine feminine spirit of grace will be working actively in the world. What you all don't know, what a lot of people don't know, is that where Ursa Major is, okay, so that's Gemini energy. It's the opposite, which we call Mintaka, Orion, and the Guardian Alliance stuff, okay? So the galactic center is in Sagittarius, and the eighth dimension, Mintaka, Gaia, Orion, okay, that is actually Ursa Major. And all things actually spin from the handle, okay, of the Big Dipper. Okay, so that does not move. We spin around the Big Dipper. That's wherever that on itself hides. Ursa Major hides the Seven Sisters. All of those constellations hide or protect what is the higher, where the source divine will comes in, okay, on the cosmic scale, if we want to look at it that way. So that's like a hidden occult knowing. Okay, so knowing that the Mama Bear, Ursa Major, Mama Bear is always watching over you. Okay, this is our poles in the cosmic poles, not the Earth poles, but the cosmic poles. Okay, so sixth initiation. I'm going to read this. The sixth initiation is the greatest experience a human being can have. It represents the zenith of our human deployment and the end of our evolution on Earth in the third dimension. Okay? The mystery of Holy Communion is the mystery of sacrifice. This is the full awakening of the Christ consciousness in a human vehicle, which requires the death of that which identifies with the principle of form itself. This stage is often referred to as enlightenment. The light referred to is the pure light of the sixth body, the atomic body, which is born from within the Buddhic body and enlightens the lower three bodies. As it does so, it causes the causal body to dissolve, thus severing the link or bridge between the lower and higher worlds. That's what we call the splitting of the worlds. Again, the external is just a manifestation of the internal splitting. So we let go of the lower realms. We let go of the chaos, the shame, the guilt, the distortions. And we move into the higher acceptance of frequencies of love, forgiveness, understanding, compassion, ecstasy, bliss, being, fun, play, joy, right? Laughter, live, laugh, love. Okay? In mystic terms, this involves the dissolution of the soul. Okay? That aspect of human consciousness that is drawn again and again from the fourth dimension. The soul comes from the fourth dimension. Again and again to incarnation. Thus it is said that at the point of enlightenment, the indwelling awareness can no longer take incarnation and forever escapes the will of samsara or the illusion, the Maya. The initiation of communion also shares its name with the 45th city. This is where the Earth is at and the North Node are at right now. And we're going to have a total solar eclipse, okay? Divine feminine Sagittarius energy here, eclipse on the 14th, moving us in to the Star of Bethlehem conjunction, right? Okay, grand conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, okay? This is huge. This is it, okay? This is enlightenment. This is what we're experiencing at 13 People Live. I love it. Oh, and I just got an unknown name text message saying that my refund is coming. I don't even know, but cool. Yeah, right? So little synchronicities there. Boom, boom, it's coming. Right. Okay, so the 45th city, which describes the great mystery of taking the sacred sacrament. Okay, this is like what you see is in churches, and they take the blood and you drink the grape juice and you eat the piece of dried out bread that they give you. All right. The communion involves the direct imbibing of divine consciousness at the altar. The blood and the bread of life, right? The blood, your frequency, your DNA, and the bread, the physical, okay, of the divine. Okay, so imbibing the divine consciousness at the altar. In entering this field of frequency, you are transcending all sense of being separate from others. This is symbolized by the blood of Christ and marks the final breaking up of karmic residues held in your DNA. For the for the grace of Christ to enter you, you must be willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, to give up your lower bodies and their desires, feelings, memories, dreams, and knowledge, and to be taken over by the greater being who has been waiting all along within you, the dweller, right? To enter this great initiation is to die into the second aspect of the sacred Trinity, the Christ. So what we see is this is where we have the Christ consciousness being born and awakened in Capricorn at 30 degrees is where Jupiter and Saturn conjunct, okay, on the 21st. It's the 30th degree, not 0 degrees of Aquarius, 30 degrees of Capricorn, which is the Trinity, okay, which is the three wise men, okay, which is the Father, the Son, and Spirit, or we can say the Mother, the Father, and Spirit coming together, okay, to make anew, to be reborn within you, to be illuminated, to be enlightened, to be let into the floodgates, right, and to let go of the lower echelons, okay. So our lower, what happens is we stop creating duality. We collectively create a reality. And when enough people work from love and the heart center, we project a reality made of love from the heart center. And those that are around us, our energy is contagious. We do not fall to them. They rise to us. And everywhere we go, we are like little healing band-aids for everybody. Our aura heals everybody. Naturally, they feel softened. You don't have to yell at them and tell them to stop being in fear. Their energy instantly starts healing whenever you come in their presence. Okay, it's like coming into the presence of a grandmother. You just feel love, right? Because they hold so much love. Most of them, not every one of them. Okay, maybe a bad analogy. Okay, but metaphor, whatever you want to say. But our energy, we start creating, heaven is a place on earth, and we make it that way. We shift the frequency bands because we are the frequency bands. All of us. And when we come together, we co-create. Okay. And all of us are going to go, not everybody, but people are going to go through a state of enlightenment. Okay. And so we're not attached to our anger, the residual of our pain, and it comes out of our DNA. It's released from our DNA. It's a frequency of pain and ancestral karma that is being released, right? That's where that south node is at. It's being released, all of that pain, all of the distortions, right? Your need to seek and search externally goes away because you know that you are God embodied, and everything that you need to know is within you at all times, and that there's no competition between others because you see them as you see yourself, a gift, and everybody has a special gift. It is not the same as yours. It can be in co-creation with you, but it's not the same as you. Because all pieces come together to form that ultimate puzzle. And no piece is the same. All beautiful and unique in its own way. This shifts our planet's geometry, fractal geometry. The reason why scientists cannot figure out the junk DNA is because it doesn't work in a linear fashion. It works like the planets work, and science doesn't utilize astrology. That's why it hasn't been correct, right? It hasn't been fully integrated because they're not using spirit and science or left and right brain. Right? So fractal geometry works like the planets. Retrograde here, direct there, conjunct here, trining there, quincunx there. You know what I'm saying? Squaring oppositions. DNA, random meetings, right? Okay. That's how fractal geometry works, right? It's not through a sequence. It's through a sequence of a random sequence, like the lotto almost, right? Random numbers coming together to co-create. And so as we've randomly conjuncted, sextiled, opposed, squared each other, which a square is beautiful. It is not negative. It means that you've got earth, air, fire, water coming together, and you're supposed to create the ether, right? But the square, most people see it as negative because it's the four corners, like Saturn. It's Capricorn. It's the four corners. It's earth, air, fire, water. And then when it uses Cancer, it creates the ether element. Okay? It gives birth. There's so much more that people miss because of their indoctrinations and their programmings. Common sense goes very, very far. And it's not about, well, I read this book and I read that book and that's what they say. It's about you reading everything that somebody else has put out there and you using your common sense and your heart and you putting it together. Nothing is separated. Everything works together. Even oppositions. They work together. It's about finding the common place. So this is what we're experiencing, is enlightenment and shifting and moving into and going to start co-creating, coming into alignment, right? With our masculine and feminine polarity, fully in alignment with that. If that means that you've got a partner, your other self, okay, your other aspect, you will come together with your other aspect to do this, to co-create the whole new world. This is not what we've seen it to be. Everything will, all those distortions, everything will fall away. They're not supported by love. It is just a hologram. It is fucking light. It is light, fractaled out, and incoherent frequencies of distortion and fear, which will fall away. The 13th, Ophiuchus. This is where we're at right now. Ophiuchus. The 13th principle, the divine feminine being rebirthed, reborn within all. Within all. This is our Sagittarius solar eclipse. That is what we're rebirthing. Is that divine feminine. And how it looks for you is how you create. There is no expectation to do, must create a certain, it's have fun. Be and play. Laugh with your friends. Get in a phone call and just laugh. Do what it is that you want to do. Enjoy your fucking life. Stop waiting for something to come in to make it magical. The world is magical. Whenever you can be in that magic, that's whenever everything, the mundane, becomes magical. This song, ooh, heaven is a place on earth. That song? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that comes on for all the time for me, right? And the aurora borealis, those lights, we are the aurora lights. We are. It's an internal. Our North Pole, seeking our North Node, our North, our highest light, that's the aurora lights. That's whenever the green, the purple, and the white come together. The heart, the crown, and the source consciousness above. Your universal source consciousness. Those three lights come together when you walk in your divinity in your North Node. Everything is a metaphor. Everything that we say externally is an internal process. And I'm going to get my motherfucking ears back. I'm going to get my elf ears on. And your original template is activating. Yeah, that original template. You can morph. You know that? You're a chameleon. You can do all kinds of things. You're not limited to the human flesh suit. No, boo, you're light. Yeah. When our minerals recalibrate, our periodic table of elements, yeah, we become magic. We utilize crystals, not by chiseling them out of the ground, by working with them and speaking to them, just like we did, and we came to this animal kingdom. Earth is the animal kingdom. So we manifested ourselves into a mammalian form that evolved. And so we can speak telepathically to the animals because we have them in us. And we can speak to the water because we have it in us. And we can speak to the elements because we are them. And we can speak to the minerals in our bodies because we're made of them. And we can transcend time and space because we are light. That's magic. So, I love you. And I really hope that this resonated with you. And just go have fun. Go enjoy your life. Go to the forest, go play, go create, do some crafting, make some cool Christmas stuff. Get in your Christmas spirit, sing your songs, dance around, have fun. We're there. It's time. This is magic. I love you. Bye. Oh, it's magic. You know. That's my daughter in the background. I love them. I'm so appreciative. I love you. Okay. Good morning. You're welcome. I love you.